Hi, welcome to your #1 aviation travel and tourism TV show, Mamaj TV. My name is Joy Ugbebo. If you are watching this channel for the first time, I'd like to welcome you. And please remember to subscribe to our channel and also turn on the notification bell to get notified of our latest episode. Today, we are going to be having an exclusive interview with the acting DG of the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, Captain Najomo, who is also 65 years today. Stick around, we'll be back after this break. Captain, welcome to our program. Nice to have you. Before we dive right into the interview session, first I'd like to congratulate you on your 65th birthday. From all of us at Mamaj Aviation Consult Limited and Mamaj Aviation TV, we'd like to say happy birthday. Wish you nothing but the best. Congrats, Captain.
Thank you, Joy.
Okay, Captain, how do you feel at 65? It's been a long way coming.
Okay, thank you for having me, Joy. Thank you very much. I feel so elated, so happy, and as they always say, age is just a number. It's how do you feel, how do you carry yourself? And I give glory to God for bringing me this thus far. It's not been easy, 65 years in a few days, and it's all about God. I'm very fit, healthy, sound, and still ready to rock and roll.
Thank you very much. Captain, you've been in the industry for more than 3 decades. That's a long time coming.
More than 4.
Oh, more than 4. Oh, okay. So, of course, there will be the low moments, high moments, and memorable moments. Can you recall some of those moments?
First of all, let me introduce myself to you. My name is Captain Chris Najomo, popularly known as Jolly Papa. It's been a journey. I started flying some 44 years back now. I know that I started as an air traffic controller. I was for 3 years, Ilori, Enugu, and Lagos airports before I ventured into flying. And those carried me into the aviation world, where I went to the Airline Training Institute in California to do my other pilot courses, which includes multi-engine, instrument rating, and even type rating. I came back home 1983, and of course, I started my career with Okada Air till date. So if you can see how far, when I said for 4 decades, it's been like for 43 to 44 years. I've been with several airlines. I started my career with Okada, where I left for 17 years, and I left. I went on to join Albarca Air for 4 years, and I left. I became MD CEO of Capital Airlines. After 4 years, I left and joined Arik Air for another 15 years. These are accumulated to almost 43 years of flying. It's been a wonderful journey. It's been a good experience, and I give God all the glory. I am supposed to be doing my retirement flight shortly before I turn 65, but because of work exigencies, and I'm the Director General of the NCAA, so I can't do the retirement flights, but what I'm going to do is I'll go to church and do a Thanksgiving and give God the glory for making me fly for 43, 44 years without any mishap. I've had 1 or 2 near-miss occasions, but God has been faithful. And I just continue to say, I give God the glory.
God has really been faithful in your life, because that's just a long time to be in this industry and get to where you are. The peak. I would say this is the peak of your career. So, Captain, can you recall some memorable moments, high or low moments that you've had along the journey?
All right. The first memorable moment was when, of course, I started my flying career as an air traffic. Well, I was still an air traffic control assistant in Lagos here when I got enrolled in the Lagos Flying Club. I for my private pilot license, and my first cross country solo was to Ilorin, Lagos Ilorin. So, and then my dad was the chief of facility in Ilorin Airport. So, and I told him, "Hey, Dad, I'm flying to Ilorin. Please, I want you to be the controller to control this aircraft down." So he said, "Son, okay, I'm waiting." So as the chief of facility, like, he was in charge. He's not supposed to, but he climbed, he went up to the tower, and then I flew the aircraft, and he was talking me down, descend to this, put downwind, and we landed. And oh my God, it was so great. He was so elated. He was so happy. Came to the tarmac to meet with me. We took a picture together with the aircraft, two-seater aircraft. And of course, that was the very one good, beautiful memory I had. He made a calendar out of it that year. So that was my first solo cross country from Lagos to Ilorin. After we did that, of course, I took off and went back to Lagos. That is my best time, that I can remember. Then the not too good time was one very particular day in March 19. I can't remember the year, but I had a flight from Benin to Lagos. It was a stormy weather. We took off, and we went into a wind shear. Every pilot listening to me knows what a wind shear is. I was lucky, or we were lucky that day, that the wind shear we went in did not bring us down, but it took us up, and then the aircraft went haywire all over the sky. My co-pilot of blessed memory, Charles Notoma, was just shouting, "Satan, you're a liar, Satan." And we were all being hit up and down, and I thought we had it, but to God be the glory, we came out of it, and we landed Lagos. So that is the worst time I've ever had in my flying career. I've had so many good times, flown different types of airplane, from the Park 111 to the Caravel, to the 737, to the 727, and finally to the Airbus 330.
Was the Park 111 your first aircraft?
It was the first aircraft, actually.
Okay. So, Captain, I know that you're one of the, when you talk of passion for what you do, I can boldly say that you are one of the pilots that is passionate about flying. So if you were to choose another profession, what profession would you have preferred?
I'll be a pilot again. Because as I speak with you, I really wanted to do my last flight before the 17th of September. After having not flown for almost 2.5 years, I still wanted to. I made plans to go to do my simulatory currency and back. That's to tell you, I love my work. I love being a pilot, any day, anytime. So being a pilot has structured me to be very conscious with time. If I give you a time for an appointment, 1 o'clock, 10 minutes to 1, I'm there. If I give you an appointment, 3 o'clock, 5 minutes to 3, I'm there. Because as pilots, we're all, when you grow up now, you're all concerned with on-time departures. The pilot is always ready for on-time. Where there are delays, it's not sometimes, not 99.9% is not the pilot's fault. Maybe 1% will say a pilot was late, or was held in traffic, or was sick. But if not, they are always there. So we've been cultured to have this culture in us, that you give somebody an appointment, make sure that it's not a Nigerian time. 3 o'clock is 3 o'clock.
African time.
African time.
Okay, Captain, as the acting director of the Regulatory Authority, you are saddled with taking responsibility and taking strategic, critical, proactive decisions on behalf of the agency. So most days are usually very, very busy for you. So as the acting DJ, how is a typical day like for you? How do you start your day?
Well, I must tell you, it's been cumbersome. But, because I was here 2.5 years back, almost 3, as director, DATR, and director in charge of consumer protection and public affairs, I know what the rigorous of being an acting DG is. I've learned along the lines, and I've seen that DGs have their own different styles in running their affairs. But I start my own typically with, when I come in, I started it with as a director. When I come in to the office, first of all, as I enter the office, that was why my aides, they told you to give me some time because they know my rigorous. I enter the office, I must first do my 5 minutes prayer. It was 5 minutes or 10 minutes prayer. I'm not only praying for myself, I'm praying for the organization. I'm praying for whoever will come and meet me. I'm praying for the system. I'm praying for the aviation sector. I'm praying for Mr. President. I will do all that before I see any person. It is important. That's why you were told to leave me for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and I do all that. And then thereafter, of course, I make sure that I ask my personal aides, what is there, any upcoming letters? We look at it together. I have a schedule. On Mondays, my schedule is Mondays at 10 o'clock. I must be in the chapel with my directors to pray for the week. On Tuesdays, I have a management meeting with my directors. On Wednesday, I handle the affairs of the NCAA. On Thursday, I see operators. On Friday, I see operators. So that is how I run my week. And of course, I have an open door policy. My directors come, we sit down and handle it together. If there's any problem, I will call whichever director that is concerned. Let's say there's a problem with to do with licensing operations. I called Dot, the director of operations, licensing and standards. I call him here, sit down, look at this case, how do we tackle it? We say it together. He calls his GM, we tackle it together, and we agree. If it has to do with airworthiness, I call the director of airworthiness. And I don't do a one-man show. I make sure I carry everybody along. I seek their opinion, and we do it together. And that is why I have been achieving all these little successes I'm achieving.
So you are really working hard at promoting synergy between the different departments.
Absolutely is important.
And teamwork is very, very important.
It is important that you have teamwork. It's important that the directors who work under you can reach out to you, can tell you what their difficulties is, what their plans are, and what their aspirations are. It will help running the place, and it has done so. I've come to realize that a lot of people, some of the directors are old in the system, a couple of them are new. So we must make sure that we carry everybody along. For those who are new, this is how it is done here, done here, done here. Maybe other administration, do their things differently, but this is how I run my place. When I came in here as a director, I met the then DG. I said, hey, look, I want to do things like this. And the DG then said, no, you're a civil servant, to everything has to go slow. I said, wow. So I stayed back and I looked everything going slow. I said, I wish I'm DG. This is how I want to run. But alas, 13th of December, I was announced acting DG. So it's now for me to do what I want to do, making sure I do it well. And I don't sleep. I don't fall into problems with doing it well. That's what I'm doing. So far, so good. The journey has gone beautifully well.
Well done, Captain.
Thank you.
So, Captain, I'm tying my next question to the last one. Talking about synergy, how do you think that the other agencies can synergize better? Talking about the different agencies.
Oh yes, we collaborate. You must remember that we are the regulators. We regulate NAMA, we regulate FAN, we regulate NIMET. We regulate all these agencies, as a regulator, and we have a good synergy amongst ourselves. Me and the MDs or the DGs, we have a good synergy. If there's any problem, one phone call. In fact, the testament will come upon we did the security audit. If you see how me and the MD fan, she's just a lovely lady. We just worked together and we agree. If there's anything that we don't agree, one call and we will settle it. So there's that synergy that, in fact, she just called me last week and said, Capt, DG, our certification. I said, look, this is how we're going to do this airport certification. We're going to start this week. And this week, as I speak with you, we're starting the certification of the 5 international airports. And until we don't go around, we will do it on top of it. So I can relate NAMA when I call them. And the MD NAMA is also good in terms of anything that is above, he will come, DG, I want permission to do this. I said, done. Oh, this one, DG, I want this done, because we're on the same page. I want to make sure that all of us are on the same page.
Recently, we heard that labor unions were planning to go on strike in relation to the deductions made by federal government to the TSA's accounts, and that it was affecting the finances of the agency and affecting how you run the agency. And then also there was reports that it had been reduced to 25%. Please, can you clarify what is the actual situation?
Yeah, well, the agencies came up and said they were going to go on strike, and of course, the honorable minister had told them not to go on strike. That of course, Mr. President is looking into it and everything. So after deliberating, and Mr. President came up and made an announcement that okay, it has now been reduced to 20%, not 25 to 20%. So they did not do the strike, and they were all happy. And however, there have not been a written circular, so document to show that it is now 20%. So that is where we are now in a stalemate. I just recently was told that the unions want to go back on the strike because they have not implemented it per se, because they are still not yet to implement it. So we are waiting. The minister is honorable minister is also waiting that implementation should be done via the regular circular that will be issued to us by the presidency thereabout. So we're waiting.
Okay. Captain, I know you have a very tight schedule, so I would have loved to ask so many questions about the CAA. So I'll just try to just wrap it up. I want you to talk about the 6 aircraft requirements for airlines. What do you have to say? Do you see that feasibility in the prevailing circumstances?
Okay, yes. When we quote, you just use the right word, the prevailing circumstances that is enraging the aviation industry. Like, to me, yes, that requirements so for 6 aircraft is not going to take effect until sometime January, February 2025. But however, I have just sat down with my directors, and we sat down and said, we are going to look at it critically and look at it and say, look, we will give you the requirements until you tell us what kind of operations you want to do. If you want to do a small operation of maybe Lagos, Ibadan and back, or Kaduna, Abuja, Kaduna, we will now say, okay, you can start with the 3 aircraft that was in place, that was there before. There were some people who were saying, why don't we start with 1 aircraft? No, I will not let you start with 1 aircraft, because how do you have a backup if that 1 aircraft? Yeah. So minimum to start with will be 3 aircrafts. I still, as per your operation, as per how you want to operate, because you could just be a small operator who wants. I'll give you an example. There used to be an operator who started his company several years back, just started with 2 aircraft, and he started just going to small airports, Lagos, Ibadan, Lagos, Ilori, and he went for a while. He was using propeller aircraft, and then he just added Akure to it. And he's been consistent because he was a focused operator. He continued and continued. He did not say he was going to Maiduguri. He did not say he wants to go to Sokoto, but he just continued on that route. That is how you see a focused person. Slow and steady. However, he now saw that people now started coming with bigger jets to come and terrorize him where he was flying. And then I said, okay, let us watch through this guy. But he stayed put. And what he did was that, okay, let me just add another northern place. He was going from Abuja to Jalingo and back. He would just go to where people don't go. And then he developed this route. He developed this route for a long time, But today, as he was developing it, he was getting more aircraft. From 2 aircraft to 3 to 4 to... Today, he has about 6 aircraft in his fleet. And guess what? Today, he has even gotten to get 2 big jets. He's got an acquisition to get 5 jets. I asked him, I said, what jet do you want to go? He said, no, I'm just going to do Lagos, Abuja and back. What I'm targeting is West Coast. And of course, I just saw his papers the other day. He wants to go to West Coast go to the West Coast to go all the way to Dakar and all back one. That will be so fine. Steady growth. So that is what I'm going to say about this 6 aircraft requirement. If you want to come and tell us your operation won't be this thing, you'll be given the go-ahead to bring in 3 aircraft as a start.
That's nice to know, Captain. So, Captain, on a lighter note, how do you unwind? Oh, I cannot play.
Yes, it's difficult to say how do I unwind because it's been the problems in the CA is enormous. You know, there's travel to go, there's boards to chair, there's papers to work. Sometimes I take a bunch of files home.
So
When I'm done, when I'm done, I still go home and sit on the files. I just registered to the golf club. Maybe I'll go back to go and see if I can play golf. Maybe on Saturdays only, you know, and that's it. To be able to see if I can, you know, get fit into playing golf. That's all I want to do for now. Yes, that's the balance. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Captain, for your time. It was nice having you on our show.
Thank you very much.
Happy birthday once again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wish you all the best.
Thank you. One thing I'd like to say to younger ones trying to be pilots, I must tell you that during our time, it was difficult. We were flying all those old school airplanes. Now you have new generation airplane. So everything is now easy for you. Just be steadfast, be focused, and don't be ambitious that you want to be captain after flying 3 years, 4 years. Sometimes a lot of people of us who flew maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 years before becoming captain, we were focused. You know, you see that the older pilots, when they fly this new generation airplane, in case the airplane systems goes bad, the old pilots fly raw data, and that means they are used to raw data. So these pilots that are younger data, so be focused, know what you're doing, know your surroundings, know your environment, and make sure that when it's time for work is work. I wish you all a good time out when you fly.
Thank you, Captain.
Thank you very much.
Nice having you.
Thank you, Mamaj. Thank you. My name is Captain Chris Najomo, Acting Director General of the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority. Thank you for watching Mamaj Aviation Television. Good afternoon.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed our show for today. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and all our social media platforms at Mamaj Aviation TV and Mamaj Aviation Blog. Thank you for watching. See you again soon. Bye.